All right, Joel, say good morning. So we're continuing in Mesillas Hashem today. It's incredible, by the way. I think today is our 103rd shiur in Mesillas Yesharim, Baruch Hashem. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so we are continuing in Parak Yates. Parak Tes. No, Parak Yates, chapter 19. In the Mesillas HaChasidus, so remember again, we're speaking about the concept of Avas Hashem, what it means to love the Ribono Shel Olam. So if you remember again, the Ramchal said that love for HaKadosh Baruch Hu is tested specifically again in times of difficulty. In other words, we all know this. It's easy to love the Ribono Shel Olam when things are going well. Right? When everything's going your way, life is going according to plan, everything falls into place, it's easy to love Hashem. When does it become a bit more complicated? Rabbi say when things are not going my way. That's ultimately again. So remember again. So the Ramchal explained. So how do you deal? How do you foster and maintain? It's such a profound question. How does one foster and maintain a sense of love for the Ribono Shel Olam when life is difficult? Right? Isn't this the $1 million theological question? So the Ramchal gives two approaches. The first approach we did on Friday. What was that first approach? Kol da'avid rachmana l'tav avid. To always remember that which HaKadosh Baruch Hu does is for the good. It's for the good. And again, I will say, even sometimes I can't see it. Even sometimes I can't even understand it. But I will say, the incredible thing is, in life, you could believe certain things even if you don't understand that, right? The greatest proof is I believe in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I don't understand Hashem. I don't understand Hashem at all. But I believe in Him with all of my heart. So I could believe in the fact that everything that Hashem does is good, even if somehow I can't see it or understand it. So that's the first approach. Now, I will say the Ramchal comes to something which I think is so theologically profound. He writes, But ultimately says the Ramchal what he calls Baalei Deah, which means people who possess true understanding of HaKadosh Baruch Hu and true understanding of what it means to be a Yid. He says they don't need Kol da'avid rachmana l'tav avid. They don't need this idea that everything is for the good. They don't need that. I just want to point out, you see, here's what's incredible. The Ramchal is describing, I will say, this is next level Judaism that he's describing over here. Because I would think that for most of us, maybe even for all of us, the ability to come to a level of where you're actually able to believe Gamzu L'Tova. I've said this many, many times. What's our problem with Gamzu L'Tova? What's our problem? We'll say. So we often look at Gamzu L'Tova, which is what the Ramchal is coming as level A. Gamzu L'Tova, is like. I blame it on a lot of these children's song composers, like Uncle Maishi. He's a good guy, but I'm saying let's say or whoever sings there's a famous children's Gamzu L'Tova song. Let's say that it's ingrained. Baruch Hashem, it's an incredible privilege to take car trips with families, but then you play this music that it becomes etched in your neshama, but not in a good way. So there's this Gamzu L'Tova song where essentially this guy is an absolute nebuch, right? So I missed my train, I missed my plane, have to sleep in the airport for 4.5 weeks. Gamzu L'Tova, it's like the most pathetic thing in the world, right? So it's everything goes wrong. Gamzu, and even fetches it. It's the whole thing, and it creates this flawed theology. You know what Gamzu L'Tova is? Gamzu L'Tova is what you say when life is terrible, but you still want to sound frum, right? So nothing's going well. I'll say Gamzu L'Tova. Meanwhile, Gamzu L'Tova will say such a sophisticated theological level to reach, where a person is suffering, a person is having different, and suffering is relative, but having really difficult times in life, and I'm able to kind of take a deep breath and say, you know what? At the end of the day, this is good. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't look good. I can't see why it's good, but I believe that if HaKadosh Baruch Hu is visiting these circumstances upon me, which He is, then it's for the good. And I will say, to reach that level is like the pinnacle of accomplishment. And to not just to say it is strong also, but to believe it. I will say, is incredible. The Ramchal says, absolutely. There's actually even a higher step. Get ready for this. There's actually even a higher step. What's the higher step? He says, Ki ein lahem kavanas atzmam klal, ela kol tfilasam lahagdil kvod shmo yisparach, v'lasos nachas rach lafanav. Rabbi said the higher level than this, which is actually pretty incredible, the higher level than this is, see, Gamzu Latova, Rabbi say, is still the theological level of Gamzu. When I say Gamzu Latova, who am I focusing on? Me. I'm focusing on me. I'm having a difficult time. This is very challenging for me. But ultimately, again, I believe HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that which you are visiting upon me is good. So Ramchal says there's another level where the Jew, it's not about me. It's not about me. Rather, what is it about? It's about HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And it's about an ability to serve Hashem. What does this mean? The Chomashi is kabru ikuvim negdam ad sheitztarch lehem yoser koach la'aviram hine ye'ematz libam v'yisbuchu laharos tokim. This is wild. The next level is where a Jew says, my entire tachlis is to serve Hashem. It's not about me. And in fact, the more challenging my circumstances, the more I'm able to show my true commitment in my service of Hashem. And I will say, now this is a level that is, it's actually even a little bit hard to comprehend. Right? The Gamzu Tova level, I can wrap my head around that. I'm not there yet, but I can absolutely wrap my head around what it means to get there. This second level is, my entire purpose in this world is to be an Oved Hashem. That's my entire purpose. And how do I show HaKadosh Baruch Hu that I am committed to serving Him no matter what? The more difficult my circumstances become, the more I have the opportunity to display my commitment to His service. And so I relish the opportunity to show my commitment through difficult circumstances. If there are no difficult circumstances, I don't have the ability to go ahead and what? To go ahead and display my commitment. So therefore, again, when the going gets tough, when circumstances become incredibly adverse and difficult, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to showcase my commitment. And he gives an incredible mashal. He gives this mashal. He says, Kisar Tsava, Harashum Bigvura, Asher Yivchar Lo Tam Milchama Chazak Yosef. It's like a soldier. He wants to give you the mashal. You know, think to yourself, if a person is a soldier, what does a soldier want more than anything? What does a soldier want? Peace. I don't know. This is probably why I'm not a soldier. Right? In other words, let's say, if I was a soldier, I'm like, what I want is no battle. Right? What I want is no battle. They both say, you ever watch any of like these? I'm fascinated by like these documentaries on these elite fighting teams. Right? Like they have like these incredible like SEAL Team 6 documentaries. I say, what do these guys want? They want to engage the enemy. In other words, that's what they want. It's not the pshat that like they're sitting there like, oh, it's an off weekend. That's great, right? Fantastic. Like you could see like when they want to fight. They want to fight because the whole chap is like we've been training. So we want to do something with this training. Right? We have an enemy. We want to take everything we know and vanquish that enemy. It's incredible. You look at this, you're like, I just want a vacation. Like, I don't know. Like if it's quiet, that's fantastic. If there's no enemy, that's good. The chapis, there's always an enemy. Put us in the fight. Let us do our thing. Shabbos say, it's incredible that Ramchal says, that's the next level Jew. The next level Jew says, put me in. Put me in the fight. Because if you put me in the fight, right, the fight is adversity. If you put me in the fight, I could show you my skill set. I could show you everything I've been working on. So this next level Jew says, adversity doesn't scare me. Adversity is opportunity to show all of the incredible theological skills and spiritual skills that I have amassed that allow me to vanquish the enemy. The both say it's incredible. So a Jew like this, when adversity comes, you know what he says? Bring it on. I've been training for this my whole life. I'm ready for this. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu, this is my opportunity to show you what I am truly made of. And that's why he gives the mashal of the special operator, right? He gives the mashal of the Sar Tzava. Who's the Sar Tzava? The Sar Tzava doesn't want to sit at home, cleaning his rifle. The Sar Tzava wants to get out into the battle. I've been training, so put me in. Let me do my thing. Let me show you my skill set. Let me show you what I can accomplish. That's the next level Jew. Adversity doesn't scare me. I've been preparing my whole life to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu under the worst circumstances. just put me in and let me do my work. He goes on, he says, Ukvar murgal bazeh inyan b'chal oiv basar v'dam sheismach sheizdamin ma sheyuchal haros b'asher oiv. And then Chal says in general, when you are fiercely committed to something, the opportunity to showcase your commitment, to showcase in the face of adversity, is something you welcome. Ad heichon magia otzem ahavasa. So I will say, this is a different level. But can you imagine reaching this level? I will say, can you imagine what that means? You see, I think so many of us, I will say, we fear adversity. We do, like I fear it. I'm scared of it. I'm scared of it because I don't want to have difficulties. And I'm also scared because I don't know what it was. I often talk about this. I remember my grandparents, who were survivors, when they would tell stories about what, and they didn't really tell. My grandfather didn't tell any stories. My grandmother, she got older, told stories, and she would tell about the suffering she underwent. And I always thought to myself, I don't think if I underwent that, I'd be able to hold on to a relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Now, probably if you asked her before the war, would she be able to do it either? She probably would have said no as well. We don't realize what we're capable of doing until we're put into it. But you hear these stories, and I don't know. I don't know if I could maintain a relationship with Hashem after seeing all of that horrible destruction, barbaric behavior, personal suffering. But what Ramchal is describing over here is that next level Jew. And that next level Jew is not scared of adversity. I'm not scared of adversity. Adversity simply gives me the opportunity to demonstrate my commitment. And to a certain degree, I welcome it. I'm not saying I'm looking for adversity. I'm not saying I'm going out, but I'm not scared of it at all. Bring it on. Bring it on. Because no matter how adverse the circumstances may be, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you will see that my commitment matches any level of adversity. It's overwhelming. Shabbos said these are the two ways in which one is able to maintain a sense of love, even in the face of adversity. Level 1 is Gamzu Latova. And I will say that's incredible, right? The level 1 is Gamzu Latova. Level 2, the highest level, is like the soldier. I'm not even scared of it. It doesn't even bother me. I welcome it. Why? Because adversity is an opportunity to demonstrate commitment. Adversity is an opportunity to demonstrate commitment. If it wasn't so long, it would be a big bumper sticker. Adversity is an opportunity to demonstrate commitment. That's it. So let's go a little bit weiter. He says, this is why it's good to do Mesillas Yesharim before the daf, otherwise I have too much time. And if you just go on with this, let's go quickly. So we'll say, now let's talk about the three appendages, the three aspects of love. What are the three aspects of love? Dveikos, simcha, v'kina. So we'll say, let's now define each of these. What's dveikos? And this is so beautiful. We'll say, what does it mean to have a sense of dveikos to Hashem? Literal translation of dveikos, literal translation, clinging. Clinging, what does this mean? So, sheyeh libo ala adam, shala adam mistabe kol kach b'shmo yisbarach, ad shekvar yosra milifnos lashgiach al shum davar zulaso. We'll say, dveikos is just as it sounds. Dveikos means, I am so embedded in Hashem, connected to Hashem, that I don't even see anything else around me. All I see is Ribono Shel Olam. V'uma sheba alav hamashal b'divrei Shlomo, ayeles ahavim v'yal aschein, da'adeh yeruvach b'chol eis, ba'avasa tishke tamid. U'b'gemara amru zichron levracha. So we'll say, by the way, I'll just point out, the Torah uses the word davak in two different relationships. Right? For davak tabo, when it comes to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and where else does the Torah use it? Seth has got it. Al ken yazov ish es aviv v'imo v'davak b'ishto. Bari l'basar echad. So I will say, it's not an accident. It's not an accident. Why? Because I could relate to this in human love. And I will say, when you fall in love, the beauty of falling in love is what? It's an all-consuming emotion. Right? It's an all I see is that person who I love. Like, for halavai shall last a lifetime, but often that all-consuming falling in love, it changes over time, but Lamais, at least in its initial stages, I don't see anything else. I don't see anything else in the world except the person I love. So it's not an accident that the Torah uses the same lashon by Hashem. What does it mean to be davok by Hashem? It's supposed to say it's so beautiful. It means to lose myself in HaKadosh Baruch Hu to the point that I see nothing else in the world. He goes on, Amra alav, al Rabbi Elazar ben Pedas, she'os yoshev osek b'Torah b'shuk hatachton shel tzipori, usedino mutal b'shuk shetzros. So the Gemara tells us, what's a good example of this? Good example of Rabbi Elazar ben Pedas. Rabbi Elazar ben Pedas will say he would be sitting teaching Torah in the lower marketplace of Tzipori, and he didn't realize he forgot his winter coat in the upper marketplace. In other words, he didn't have his cloak, he didn't have his coat, but he didn't even realize it. Why? Because he was teaching HaKadosh Baruch Hu's Torah. He was so embedded and so connected to HaKadosh Baruch Hu that he did not even realize that he didn't have his coat. Rabbi say quickly, let's finish up. He says, "V'hinei tachlis hamida azosu liyos adam mistabe kachal baro b'chol yisa b'chol shah." So Rabbi say the goal of dveikos is to literally lose yourself in God. To be so davok, to cling so much that I see nothing else. Rabbi say, now it would be beautiful to think that one could have this level of dveikos at all times. It's not really shocking. Therefore, the Ramchal says, "Amnam lefachos b'shas avoda." So, okay, most of us are not going to establish an all-encompassing dveikus at all times. But at least when? When you're serving Hashem. When I daven, when I learn, when I do a mitzvah, at least when I'm engaged in spiritual service, I should have an all-encompassing dveikus, where ultimately, again, I lose myself in that being embedded in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I cling to HaKadosh Baruch Hu in an all-encompassing. So I'll say, I'll tell you, this is the only time that I'm really able to partially achieve this is Kabbalah Shabbos. I don't mean Yom Noraim is different. Kabbalah Shabbos. Kabbalah Shabbos is one of those experiences I'll say, well, you know what? You could just literally close your eyes and be at one with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. There's like a tidal wave of spiritual energy that comes. It just sweeps you away. And you feel nothing else in your life but HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So the Ramchal says, it would be wonderful to go ahead and get a sense of dveikos all the time, but at least try to establish it when you're serving Hashem. Im oiv was baro vaneshia dvokas dveikos hazeh. We give another example. B'Yushalmi Amru, Rabbi Chanina ben Dosa, Omim Spalabos, listen to this. Rabbi Chanina ben Dosa was davening. Uba chabarbar v'ekisho. A chabarbar came along. I will say chabarbar is some type of poisonous serpent. Chabarbar came and bit him. V'lo hifsik tfilaso. I will say what happened? And Rabbi Chanina ben Dosa, he didn't stop davening. Why didn't he stop davening? Well, sorry, didn't he stop davening? Why didn't he stop davening? Right? Because he didn't notice. I will say, by the way, do you realize how much things have changed? I will say, so I could be davening. If I hear something vibrate 10 feet away, I'm like, oh, was that mine? Was that me? Was that me, right? And I was about to say, it's such an incredible thing. I was like, we concentrate on nothing, right? We literally concentrate on absolutely nothing, right? We're so easily distractible. Here again, Rabbi Chanina ben Dosa, he's davening. He gets bitten by some type of cobra or something, whatever it is. And what happens? Nothing, right? Doesn't move. Amrlo Talmidav Rabbeinu, v'lo hergashta. They said, Rebbe, you didn't feel anything? He says, tell you the truth, I didn't even feel it. So Rabbi says, so we'll stop over for today. But again, but Ramchal highlighting, Rabbi says, this is incredible. Ramchal highlighting this idea of dveikus. What does it mean to be davok b'Hashem? Rabbi says, it's so beautiful. What does it mean to be davok? To be davok means I'm totally consumed by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I'm one with Hashem to the point that I see nothing else. The Ramchal says it'd be wonderful to have it at every point in life. If I can't have it all the time in life, at least when I'm engaged in Avodas Hashem. We'll say, Shkoyach. What a start to the week. All right, Chevron Zoom.